Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we are looking at a Knights of the Dinner Table hack card game, Tomb of Vectra deck. This one is the Thorina deck. There are 5 decks total. We looked at the Ravager deck in the previous episode. Today we're going to look at Thorina. You do need at least one of the player decks and the Game Master deck to play this game. It's recommended you have more than 2, but whatever. So, inside we have 55 cards in a rule book. Each player needs a separate deck, like I said, and you also need a 6-sided die. So, let's open this up and see what's in here. Knights of the Dinner Table was real popular for a long time. I don't know if they're even still around. But, yeah, it had a big following in the early 2000s, late 90s. I stopped collecting the comic book around 150. It kind of got repetitive. But it was real big. Like I said, these came out in 2001. I don't know how popular they were after that. That was around the time I got tired of it. Like, I was just buying it to buy it after a while. Probably for about 20 issues. Alright, so the rules are on a fold-out sheet, which is super annoying because it's not easy to just pull this out. It's long, like a legal letter size paper. It's not even a convenient size. Like, a lot of them take like 8.5 and 11 cards or papers and fold them up. Nope, this is something really weird long size. Good job, Eden Studios. Way to make my life more complicated. Because it's a long piece of paper, it's got more folds in it where the paper can age and split and be broken in short order. It is decent quality paper, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's paper and it will eventually crease and, or rather wear away at the creases. So that's a little frustrating. But I don't know how much money they were investing in this. They had to license it from Kenzer & Company. But let's take a look at our cards here. This is the back of the cards. They just say hack on them. Nothing particularly special about them. So let's see what we got. First up we have Thorina. Then we have Bracers of Map Sense. You'll note that the character is down here. I forget what her name is. But that's the person that plays Thorina in the whole thing. If you don't know Knights of Dinner Tables, just look it up online. It's about a story of a gaming group and their shenanigans. But this is the Bracers of Map Sense. Then we have +5 Boots of Groin Kicking. We've got the Beret of Fairykin, the Rod of Comprehend Languages, Ring of Scrying, the Legendary Hand of Vectra, the Suture Artery Scroll. Then we've got the character tokens. It looks like you fold them, probably just cut them lengthwise and then fold them in half because it's front. I think they're both front sides, yeah. So yep, you got one of them. And then you've got the Bolts of Thrashing, +2 Reaver, +5 versus Gnome Kind, Warriors of Crane, Beast Shaman, Gristle Golem, a Very Annoyed Squirrel, the worst kind, Culvert Trolls, Ancient Swack Iron Dragon, Kyramut the Sunworm, Huge School of Giant Piranha, a Very Old Man, a Trash Ogre, Wandering Minstrel, Princess Vanatine. You sure have Princess Vanatine eating out of the palm of your hand. Then we have Piggly Thin Willow. Then we have an 8-ton block of granite. Enormous blastering wall of fire. Detection trap. Cloud of black poppy gas. Spiked pit number 1. Speak with dead, rule number 8. Overbearing rules, rule number 12. Coin pile numerical approximation, rule 12. Gamer temp, rule 10. Reroll, rule 10. Combat assessment matrix, rule 10. Perhaps we can negotiate with him, rule 10. Taunt the GM event. Sarah, that's her name. The Ritual's Over event. Peruvian Dice Jinx event. Luvia the Wuss God event. Mr. 4 Men for a Quarter event. It's Just Guano event. Why would Bob storm off like that event? Failed negotiations event. Then we have the Library of Vectra. An empty room. Entrance. An exit. Another exit. A corridor. A corridor. Another corridor, but different. Another different corridor with a giant sketchy spider. We got a teleport chamber. And lastly, we have the inner chamber of Vectra. So that is the Thorina deck for Hack card game Tomb of Vectra. I recommend trying to get 4 or 5 people to play instead of just 1 or 2 players. But that's it. You're gonna have a hard time replacing any of the cards that are missing because they are deck specific and there are no boosters. It's just a pre-constructed game. They should have waited and released this as a box set instead of separate decks, but that's the way it is. There were only 2 decks of each one in a sealed box, so if you bought an entire box of these, you only got 2 of each one. So the store likely would have run out by the time you get around to getting all of them, unless you bought them all the second you saw them. But that's 2001's Eden Studios, Knights of the Dinner Table, Hack the Card Game, Tomb of Vectra, Thorina deck. As always, thank you for watching, and we hope to see you on the next episode of What's Inside.